Good afternoon in America. Good morning. Hi, sweetie. One of the kids come to say hi to me this morning. So precious. They are just an amazing. Oh, thank you for salamat. I'm trying to learn the language, which you guys don't know me. Hey, Max, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Language is it's really hard for me to pick up languages. Oh, got a bunch coming in here. Got this white background, which really hurts everything. Let's take it down to my black shirt where I can see it. Carol, good to see you. Wyoming, good to see you. Aruba Dive Girl, good to see you. Freedom Nurse, how you doing? Hilda, good to see you. Barbara. Master Grifter, my brother. Oh, just jumped up there. Denise, good to see you. Gator Girl, hope you're feeling better, hon. Eric and Doris, good to see you. Glad you're here. Mary Kay, good to see you. Charlene. Annette, good to see you. Barbara. Gator Girl. Mag. Oh, there's Mags again. Birdie 2 tweet. Let me see how come this way. That's what I got to do. Oh, good. Good, Gator Girl. That's great news. Hi, Ann. Birdie 2 tweet, I think I got. Deborah, good to see you. Charlene, oh, it keeps running up. Charlene, good to see you. Geneva, good to see you. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. LaDonna, good to see you. I think I got up there. Annette, good to see you. All right, let's go back down to the bottom here. Oh man, it's jumping too quick, guys. I'm sorry. Thank you all for coming. How about that? Let's just cover everybody. I try to cover everybody by name at first, and then get into the comment or get into the video. Crystal, the trip has been absolutely astounding. I will say that Myrna has actually been even more amazing than I already thought her to be. She is such a beautiful person. And she said, oh yeah. You have to excuse me. I caught a terrible cold. The worst cold I've ever had in my life, I think. Well, I always say that when I get sick. This is the sickest I've ever been. I should say what one of my friends used to say. He said, I haven't been this sick since the last time I was sick. So, but just a terrible, nasty cold. It's in my chest now. The fever stuff, all that's gone, but it never got real high. It was just a low-grade fever. Right when we were in her folks' place, and it just drained me of all my strength, and I just laid in bed most of the time to try to stay away from everybody. Of course, they're not going to have that. These people are so friendly and so welcoming. Her mom and dad, and what's amazing is I didn't know this about Myrna. She's a mountain girl. I met her. She lives here in the Manila area, and there's like 7 million people live here, and I'm not a big city guy. You that know me well know that. I'm more of a mountain guy. I just like the mindset of the mountain people and the way of life of the mountain people. And wait a minute, she's hunkered down, crawling away from. She's doing laundry and she doesn't want to get on camera, so she's down, squatted down, walking back towards the back where she's a washing machine's out here, but she rinses in the bathroom. But anyway, I went there this weekend. We flew over there Friday morning, came back. We flew back yesterday at I think our flight was at 12:30. We got back here at the house at about 8, I think it was. An extremely long day. And it wasn't the flight. The flight was like an hour and 35 minutes long, something like that. But to move in Manila, of course I flew into Manila, and she lives quite a ways from the airport. And to move in Manila, especially at that time of day, takes hours to do so. And the bus, just to kind of give you an idea, we rode the bus for about 2.5 hours. And I asked her how much the bus ride was, because I just get the money, give it to her, and she takes care of all the transactions, because I don't know anything about transactions here. But she said it was 150 pesos. And I said, oh, and I figured it up in my head, and that's less than $1.50 per person. So for $6, the whole family rode the bus back here. So we rode a bus, which was, I think it was like 150 pesos as well, from one terminal to another terminal. Manila is a really large airport, and like most airports in America that I've been to, they have ways to get around from terminal to terminal inside the airport, a tram, or you just walk, depending on how big the airport is. And but these here, I mean, like in America, you go into the terminal and you walk up the loading dock and you just walk into the plane. It's all enclosed and all. No, here you go outside, get on a bus, and the bus takes you to the plane, and so then you walk up the loading stairs there, and they open up both doors of the plane, the back and the front. And if you're towards the front of the plane, you go through the front door. If you're in the back of the plane, you go to the back door. So we rode that bus over to another terminal, which didn't take very long. Then we stopped, and she said, "What do you want for supper tonight?" And I said, I told her, I said, "Let's stop and eat something in a restaurant. Let's not go home and cook." I knew she was tired. And it was scalding hot here yesterday, humidity out the roof. And so we stopped at a pizza place called Yellow Cab Pizza, and it was really good. It was a Chicago or a New York style pizza, really good pizza. And then we got on the bus, rode back to her area. Then we had to get on another bus to come closer to her area, and then we got on a motorcycle with a sidecar, and I never fit in the sidecars. The sidecars are not made for big Americans, and it's not my rotundness as much as it is I can get in it, but I'm stooped over so much that the back of my head is still resting on the ceiling. I have to ride completely doubled over, and I don't. But the funny thing is her and her two boys can both get in that sidecar with our carry-on bags. Yeah. So anyway, I ride on the back, side saddle like a girl, which she laughs at every time. And as we're beginning to pull away last night, another, they call them tricycles here, another tricycle driver rides up to the guy that I'm behind, and he goes, "Santa, you got Santa." So, it's so funny. Having never gone by that handle until the convoy, outside of the Proud Boys. "Hi, how are you doing?" "I'm live." "Hi, how are you?" They're okay. They're okay. It's just the kids coming to see me. They want to come down and see me every day. Bless their heart. They're so, I'm telling you guys, the kids here just steal your heart. her, when we went to her family's home out in the mountains, it's like 1930s Kentucky, except they have electricity and they have coconut trees, so that's a little different. But it's just like stepping back in time, with those two exceptions for me. Her dad owns a large farm there, and they grow rice, and he bought a piece of ground up in the mountains and built a home there where he cut his own wood, built his own house, and her mom and dad are just amazing people. I mean, the only problem I really had there was I know a little bit of Tagalog, and I mean a very little bit of Tagalog. And I've been trying to learn Tagalog, but now I'm going to have to learn Visayas, because that is the language they speak in the provinces. And he spoke very, very little. He spoke about as much English as I do Tagalog, and he spoke no Tagalog. So Myrna was constantly have to translate for us, and it was a real barrier. So I've got to learn Visayas now before we go back. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I've missed you. She doesn't. Myrna, what she say? She doesn't speak English. What she say? What was it? I'm not sure. Bye-bye, sweetie. Bye-bye. Myrna's house is the place where the kids hang out anyway. I've seen that in the past while we were talking. There were a passel of kids here. But mountain people are the same all over the world. Doesn't matter what part of the world they're in, they're still mountain people, and I could see it immediately in the attitudes and the way they thought and the way they and just such hard-working people. Her mom. And I've got some great video and some great pictures that I have taken while I was there. And I'm going to put together a video of it to post on here real soon. Just, and her sister, I was going to say that, Lord will remind me. One of her sisters had two children. No, she had one child, and her name is Jeanlyn Faith, I believe. I wrote it down here. Let's see. Yeah, Jeanlyn Faith. She is. How old is Jeanlyn? Myrna? How old is Jeanlyn? 6. Oh, she's just 6 years old. And when her mother had her, she suffered from postpartum depression and took her life. And so the Myrna's mom and dad took her in. Her dad abandoned her, I guess, and it was that little girl. When Myrna told me that, of course, my heart was immediately tendered towards her, and she must have felt that. She gravitated towards me, and she started calling me Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Every time she spoke to me, Daddy. And of course, I don't speak her language, so Myrna was having to translate. But just, guys, I don't know. It just, like I told them, I said, I'm keeping this one. This one's going home with me. And they just laughed. They asked her, said, "Do you want to go to America?" She just looked like she wasn't sure about that. But her family are just her sisters. She's got 3 sisters and 3 brothers, and just beautiful, beautiful people. Her little nieces and nephews are just adorable, beautiful souls. She's got one little nephew. He's built like a tank. He reminds me of Justin, my son, when he was little. He just built like a tank, and he walks around. You know, he's in charge, and you know it. And just so sweet. He's 2 years old. The last day I was there, I told Maren, I said, come on, there's a little store across the street, and it's just somebody's home. They go into town and buy just different little knick-knack things and bring it back, and then they break it up and sell it to the locals in the mountains there. And I bought a whole thing of little cookies, and give all the kids cookies, and it's been phenomenal. I can't tell you, outside of the cold, it's just been the most fantastic experience I've ever had in my life. This trip is becoming more than just meeting Myrna. It's God's really working on my heart, really working on my thought process, and it just it's changing me. So excuse me. The food here. Oh, my battery's low. Didn't know my battery's going to. I might have to end this sooner than what I thought. My battery's going dead. The food here is astounding. I bought a pig for the whole family, and they roasted it Sunday, and oh my goodness, man, it was the best pork I've ever had in my life. They prepare theirs for roasting completely different than we do. The process of cleaning it and all that's the same. And they're professional. You could tell, man, her brothers and some of the neighbors all jumped in on it. There was 3 guys working on the pig at the same time. And I've got video of it. I'm not going to post the actual killing of the pig because it's kind of dramatic. But when they cleaned it, they started off scraping it, like you're supposed to. But then they started using a razor. I never seen anybody use a razor. We always used a sharp knife. They got down there with a razor, man. That pig was clean. And then they put it on a spit and hand turned that thing for hours. And this was at the height of my sickness, and so I'd stay out there with them as long as I could. And they said, "You want to turn it and get a video?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to act like I'd done this. You guys done it. I'll give you guys all the credit." But they just, and the neighbors all came in, the family all came in, and I think there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families living in that little house this weekend. And they gave me the best bed in the house, which was downstairs in the living room area, and just treated me like a king. One night in the middle of the night, I must have had a pretty high fever, and I took some medicine and the fever broke, and I was just burning up. It wasn't really that hot there, a lot cooler there than it is here. And which I like that. So, I got up and went out on the porch where there was a little bit more wind and stuff. I was just burning up, and before I know it, Myrna, her mom and dad, and one of her sisters are down checking on me. Myrna started getting cold rags and just washing my head and washing my chest and back and stuff and trying to cool me off. But they're just such loving, caring people. One of the video I got of her dad, he didn't know I was videoing it. They had the music going all the time, laughter. They loved the game Uno there. Of course, they weren't playing it quite to the rules. I didn't say nothing. I just let them go. Just had the best time in the world. So, well, she's doing laundry and she doesn't want to be on film right now or on video right now. She's been hunkering down. She's went past us about 3 times, right below this area here. She's right below this area here. She hunkers down and squats down and goes through there. They're all wanting to see you, Myrna. She can't hear me. She's back in the bathroom. It's been a wonderful experience. She's amazing. Her family is amazing. All right. Hey, Myrna. Nurse, everybody's saying hi to you. And Nurse Scooter said her and her hubby. What's that? Hi. Let's see. I got to put my hand over this just a moment. Hey, McFly. Doing good. Doing good. She does, the machine washes the clothes, but then she rinses them and dries them. Hey, Party Bonza. Cool beans. She squatted down, walking that way again. She rinses them, wrings them out back there, then hangs them out on the porch out here. And this is oh, she works so hard. She works so hard. Amazing woman.
Thank you.
I'm coming home on the 10th. Coming home on the 10th of October. And then I've already booked a trip back on the at the end of January. So, and we're going back to the mountains. And so I don't know. I told her. She said, "How long do you want to stay in the mountains next time?" And I said, "The whole time." I tell you, it's one of the funny things that happened. The kids had this scooter, and it's got little wheels on it, and I didn't see the wheels at first, and it reminds me of like an old Rocky horse. And I started calling it a horse. I said, "Oh, he's got a horse." They were cracking up. I'm not sure right now when she's coming to America, Carl, or Kel, sorry. That white background is blending in with the lettering. I wonder if I can change that to black. No. I'm not sure yet when she'll, we need to get her started on a visa. The process to come to America usually takes about 2 to 3 years. So it's quite a long, drawn-out process. So for the interim, I'm going to have to be coming here, which is fine with me. I am absolutely fine with that. And I used to wear bibs, believe it or not. I told them, I said, if I move up here to these mountains, I'm getting a horse. And they just thought that was so funny. But there is a horse up there. There was a guy come down out of the mountains there. He was I don't know what he was harvesting, but he went up there and harvested something. No, Kel, I'm here. Miriam and I have been talking for over 2.5 years, but because of COVID and then the protest stuff that we were doing, I was unable to get here until now, and yeah, I had to come back to work for a while. I was broke when we left DC, and so I had to work, had to pay off some other bills first, and then save the money to come here. And it's been all worth it. It's been so worth it. You got a new one named Wheels? I told him if I come here, I'm getting a horse. I'm gonna give me a cowboy hat and the boots and the whole Texas garb, man. I'm gonna be the crazy American that rides the horse into town. And they just thought that was so funny. They love to laugh here. People love to laugh. You hear laughter all over the place. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. I have some amazing video coming up, guys. Some amazing video. So just stay tuned for that, and we'll be back on live here as soon as possible. And like I said, I've only got internet here in the house. I don't have it outside the house. I tried to get a hold of my phone company. Evidently, I can get service here in the Philippines for like $35, but I can't get a hold of them. So, thank you, Ellen. Oh, to rope? Yeah, I've never done any roping. That would be fun, Wyoming girl. It'd be fun. I'd love to be taught how to rope by some real cowboys. It'd be amazing. I'll get you some bibs. No, you don't have to have the jab to get in here now. They pulled that out. So that was the other reason that I couldn't come. They opened it up earlier with the jab, and I told her, I said, I'm not getting, she's unvaccinated too. I said, I'm not getting the vaccine. I said, they'll eventually have to reopen it to everybody. You have family? Oh, great, man, Mama Werewolf. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hire an attorney here to take care of that skater dude. Man, you've got so much great information. Thank you. I'd heard that was a possibility. So yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing. Let's see. Oh, we're having a great time. Great time, TJS. I got to be home. Yeah, they all know I can't be here on the 24th, so. Yeah. She's looking at me, give me thumbs up. Guys, she's so sweet. She's so precious. Just amazing. Oh yeah, Barbara, I know. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. Some of these little kids, she told me that day, these kids really think you're Santa. And I said, okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here so she don't have to scrunch down and walk back by here very much. So I love you guys, and we'll be back on here probably tomorrow night. We're going to be having a founders meeting and distinguished members meeting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So founding members and distinguished members, get ready for a meeting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. and you'll find the information on the respective pages. And so we'll catch you guys then. All right, love you guys. She's saying bye-bye. Okay, guys, bye-bye. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'm going to have a good day. So you guys take care. Thank you. I will try my best. 8 p.m.